Hey there folks, how you all doing? Hope you're keeping safe out there. Today I'm taking a look at the DC Multiverse Lobo figure from McFarlane Toys. This is a figure I've been looking forward to for a while. I managed to get him off Amazon for like 20 quid. Really great price for this figure, and it's a really great figure. But you know how I do things around here. Quick bit of backstory on the character. Lobo originally first appeared in 1983 in the Omega Men comic. It's like a spin-off from Green Lantern. It wasn't the best appearance of the guy, and luckily it was quickly forgotten in favour of this version. Now this version comes from that most chaotic of decades, the 1990s. A time where in comic books, well, it was very extreme, shall we say. There were sharp teeth, dark storylines, gun-toting heroes, and pouches as far as the eye could see. And what comic books really needed this time wasn't another gun-toting hero, it was a parody of one. And that is where Lobo comes in. Lobo is extreme to the point that it becomes farcical. I mean, Lobo takes all those great sort of characteristics of 90s heroes and just makes absolute fun of them by being a wonderful character that he is. I mean, like, Lobo's backstory is just the idea he's a baby born on a alien planet called Zarnia, and he's the only one of the race that has any bloodlust. And by the time he's 17, he's decided, well, forget this, I want to be the only one left. So he kills everyone else in his race and just decides to be the one and only Lobo. A guitar smoking, motorbike riding, heavy drinking, death metal listening to bounty hunter. And thank God. I mean, this guy is like pure comic book, just cheesiness. I mean, in terms of strength, he can go toe to toe with the likes of Superman on a regular basis. He has a healing factor that would make Wolverine blush. He can pretty much regenerate from anything. And even if you do manage to actually kill him somehow, he'll just turn into a ghost and just run around for a bit until his body actually manages to heal itself, or he can make himself a new body. And that's because, like, the one time he actually genuinely died and ended up in heaven, he caused so much shit for God that God himself, with a capital G, sent a memo to all the other gods of death and all sorts, and like the Grim Reaper, just, if Lobo dies, leave him. He ain't coming into heaven or hell. Just let him go back to Earth and let them deal with him. That's how much of a badass he is. And yeah, I just really love the guy. And he's kind of nuanced. Like, he has two major personality traits apart from being a badass. One, he always keeps his word, and two, he loves dolphins, be they the spacefaring kind or just the normal Earth kind. Yeah, that's a thing you gotta like about the guy. I mean, he's so badass, he even survived, well, DC's decision to create a more nuanced and likeable and Peter Cullen looking... Peter Cullen? No, Edward Cullen looking. No, I'd prefer a Peter Cullen looking version. No, but this pretty boy Lobo, though, luckily that didn't last very long and they brought back the classic Lobo look. And I'm really glad for that. And I'm not the only one, because, like, even the comic books, there are a lot of women who love the bad boy look of Lobo. They really like it. And even in the real world, I know some very thirsty women who really love Lobo. She's going to kill me. But yeah, Lobo is a great and fantastic character. And he's not just been in comic books, he's appeared in other things as well. I actually first saw him in the Superman cartoon in the 90s. He was great in that. Just really over the top. He'd been in video games as well, actually. Injustice, he was in that one. I think he was in the first one. I don't know if he was in the second, but he was in the first one. I know that because he was my main character in that game, and he was a lot of fun in that.
They don't call me the main man for nothing.
And oh god, yeah, he's had a live action version, hasn't he, in that Krypton TV show? Yeah, that wasn't the best. Let me just show you like the trailer for it.
Everyone knows who I am. Assassin to royalty. Scourge of the cosmos. The last Sarnian. Ultimate bastich. Machete man. Master Machete. Mr. Frag. Master Frag. Archbishop of the First Celestial Church of the Triple Fish God. None of this is ringing a bell. Name's Lobo.
I hope you're not the squeamish type.
Yeah, someone somewhere thought getting the guy from Hollyoaks and the prison guard from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, getting that guy to play an Irish Lobo, someone thought that was a great idea. God knows who. But you actually want to see, like, I think it's the best animated slash live action slash like non-comic book media version of Lobo. It was actually in that Superman Man of Tomorrow cartoon movie that came out 2021, I think, or 2020. I think 2021. And he was absolutely brilliant in that. He was astounding.
I guess that means you have to bring me in alive, bounty hunter.
Name's Lobo. And... Nah. Mess with the main man, and you get the... Well, frag the shit out of me.
Had some of the best like Lobo fights I've seen in anything. Real visceral, showing off just how much of a physical threat Lobo is, even to the likes of Superman, and just how badass the guy is. It's amazing. Yeah. But actually, no, to be fair, it also showed off how funny he is as well. There's got some really nice comedy moments in there, showing off the guy's character.
Why don't I show ya? Come on, girly.
Last question.
Good for you.
But yeah, no, that's enough for the backstory of the character. Let me get on to reviewing this fantastic figure. Now, this figure is another great example of the fantastic sculpt and paint work done by McFarlane over at McFarlane Toys. It's really great. It's in a slightly bigger scale than like your Marvel Legends. I think it's more of a 7-inch than a 6-inch scale, but it's a really imposing, fantastic figure. And as I said before, 20 quid. Cannot go wrong. I did a few little modifications to it, I've got to say. The holes in his vest, the skin underneath wasn't painted, so I just put a little bit of grey paint behind there to show the detail, and I painted the little red star on his belt. Those are the only two things I've painted. There are a few other details that I might touch up, like the back of his legs, the straps on the greaves on his shins. They should be painted a different colour. I might just give them a wash maybe to bring the detail out, or pick a few bits out. But apart from that, it's fantastic. Even the details on the back is a classic leather jacket with all the detailing on there. Looks amazing. His face is done fantastically. All the details there, his red eyes with the black, I don't know what you call it, the black face pattern or face markings. Looks great. As I say, it's textured and detailed fantastically. There's the fabric texture on the vest. That's wonderful. The leather of his leather jacket looks like real leather. May need a few metal details picking out with silver paint, but yet again, £20 toy. The budget can only go so far. He also comes with a fantastic rubber chain weapon, which is like his signature combat weapon, is a big metal like meat hook on a chain. It's done in rubber, so it'll go over his wrist really well and go into his hand. Really good. I might in the future replace the chain bits of it with a real actual chain. But that's more for my own choices or my own preferences rather than anything actually being wrong with it per se. And the figure's actually really well articulated. It follows like the standard McFarlane Multiverse pattern of your ball jointed shoulders with a butterfly joint hidden inside the sculpt, double jointed elbows, wrist articulation, 2 points of articulation at the waist, like a waist swivel and a diaphragm joint. They work together to get you some really nice, realistic and sort of natural looking posing. He's got a ball joint with a hinge at the head. The thighs, the hips do have a universal joint, but there isn't like a dedicated cut to rotate them. So you can get like the forwards and backwards, left, right, or that lot, but you don't get much in the way of a thigh turn or a turn at the thigh. But you can do it. It's just not as much as say like a Marvel Legend where there's a dedicated cut to do all that, but it is doable, just slightly restricted. The figure has double jointed knees and ball joints at the ankles, which will give a nice bit of tilt forwards and backwards, left and right. And with most McFarlane toys, he has a toe joint, which is something I've not seen since the old days of Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So I think that was a good while ago, but the articulation of this figure is really great. It lets you do everything you really want with a guy. And as far as accessories go, I said he comes with a chain. He does kind of come with some other stuff, though. If you want to count them as accessories, it's up to you. First thing he comes with is his bio card. That looks more like a gigantic like headshot or poster that he's going to sign for his fans. It's kind of ridiculous because it's just a poster in scale with the figure. It just looks like he's carrying around a poster of himself. But on the back of it, it's got all like Lobo's information, his bio. So I suppose if you're someone who's bought this figure not really knowing the character, it gives you a little bit of backstory. Or if you want to, I don't know, if you're someone who buys all or a lot of these McFarlane Multiverse figures, maybe do a collection of the cards. It's also something you can do. It's another collectible thing. It's something else that is a draw to this figure. Oh, and it comes with the McFarlane stand. Lobo doesn't really need it. It's nice, it's black, it's got the DC logo embossed, printed on it in a slightly shinier black. It does fit into his foot, and you can use it for some more dynamic poses, but I've never really had to because this figure actually balances really well. Unfortunately, like, the one thing I kind of wish did come with is some more guns, because having Lobo without guns is a bit ridiculous, though I understand why, because DC has this thing where all the action figures made nowadays can't come with guns. It's why all your Suicide Squad or your Peacemaker or your characters that should have guns, because it's part of their arsenal, now come with swords, because DC don't want to put toy guns of any size into kids' hands and just try and move kids away from that play pattern of having guns. So I understand why, but this figure could really have done with some. Luckily though, if you've got any other figures of any other toy line, you've probably got a few guns, you know, dangling about. Here he is with a couple of large guns from the collection. I think one's like from an old, very old Despero DC Universe Build-A-Figure. Works alright in his hands. And the other one's a large Optimus Prime cannon from the Transformers accessory pack that came out a year or two ago. I can probably track down some better guns. You'd probably better off with like a big, ridiculous gun, say, or a couple of shotguns, but for the moment, these two will do. Oh, actually no, thinking about it, there's one slight thing that he maybe should come with, or you should maybe be able to buy to go with him. His damn bike. I mean, literally, Lobo is always with his bike, and McFarlane haven't done one. There's not even any suggestion that they're going to do one. Because like, you can't have Lobo without his hog. No, the two have to be together. He's a goddamn space biker, for God's sake. You can't have him without his bike. I mean, even Lego, when they produced a figure of Lobo, gave him his bike. And it was actually a really damn good kit. I couldn't track down a copy of it, actually. I really wanted it. I could never get my hands on it. But look at it. Lobo on his bike looks fantastic. It's not as if McFarlane don't do vehicles. I mean, my God, Batman's only got to put his arse on a bike for 5 seconds and he gets a figure made of it. Curse of the White Knight, the upcoming Batman movie one, he's got a bike. The one from the what's it called? Dark Knight's Metal, or is that Dark Knight's Metal? Or whatever, or Death Metal. That's it. That one gets a bike. His bike's been released. Actually, it's really good. I really want it. But Lobo, nothing. Even the goddamn Batmobeast, which was on like a couple of covers and like 2 issues, where it's a monster truck possessed by an evil Batman. That's getting a large-scale figure release in this line. But Lobo gets frag all. I mean, like, I've not even got any bikes in my collection I can put them with. I mean, like, the one that stylistically looks okay is the one that came with the old Toy Biz Vengeance figure in the old, what was it called? Legendary Riders line. I mean, it looks the part, but look, it's woefully too small. It's really, really too small. And the only other bike I've got is, well, the moped that came with the Squirrel Girl figure. And while this is hilarious to look at, and I kind of do like it in a twisted sense, no, it just doesn't work. We really, really need a bike for Lobos. McFarlane have shown that they can do vehicles. They can put the money in, put the investment in, and the tooling to make a vehicle. We just really need it. Are you listening to me here? We need the bike. But yeah, that's enough for the review and the figure of what it does and doesn't come with. Let me compare him to some other figures I've got in my collection. Up first, the only other DC Multiverse figure I've currently got, the Batman Who Laughs. They're okay together. They're both from the darker side of DC, I suppose you would say, or the more metal side, obviously. And it kind of shows off, like, in universe how tall Lobo is. Because, like, the Batman Who Laughs is, I think, meant to be like 6'2", 6'3". Lobo is a good head taller than him. They do actually work well together, I must admit. Here he's with another McFarlane toy for my collection, the Mortal Kombat Spawn. They actually do really good together. McFarlane does some really nice sculpt work, I can't complain. They both got some kind of, not shared detailing, but similar aesthetics, I suppose, with the skull belt, the chains, the spikes. Yeah, you can definitely tell Lobo was inspired by the era of Spawn. Oh, and here he is with another McFarlane toy I've got. This is the Raw 10 Cygor figure / statue with movable arms and head. I do know there's like a new Cygor coming out / probably already out at this point. And I might pick that up if they do a version of it with more purples, like the version of Cygor I remember when I was a kid. But as you can see, compared to the two of them together, they actually look really, really good. Aesthetically, they match up. I like the two of them. They've got a great savageness to them, I suppose. There's this wonderful sense with all the McFarlane stuff of everything having both a realism and just an absurdity that I think works fantastically. Here is the last review I did, the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America. I think the two look great together. Kind of showing off the difference in scale, though, maybe more than anything else, because Marvel Legends are definitely a 6-inch to 6-foot scale, while the DC Universe are a 7-inch to 6-foot scale. I know it's kind of... Either way, the Marvel Legends end up being a little bit smaller. The two, I think they work well together. They probably won't be on my shelf together, but I think just as a representation of the difference between the two lines, they work. God, I really do like that Captain America figure. Oh, I'm going to end up getting that Iron Man, aren't I? Anyway, here he is next to a larger Marvel Legends figure. The Incredible Hulk, the 80th anniversary version. Yet again, that 20th Marvel Legends version is calling to me. Oh, I'm going to end up getting them all, aren't I? Damn it. But anyway, two of these work really well together. They're both big and beefy. And it'd be interesting to see if they ever do like another Marvel versus DC comic book crossover. I'd actually kind of like to see Lobo versus the Immortal Hulk, because neither can die, they can both regenerate from anything, and they're both super strong. Actually be a fantastic book to read. I really hope we get that at some point. We're probably not going to, let's face it though. Marvel and DC will never work together again as long as I'm alive, but there's always hope. So yeah, that's it folks, that's my review of the figure. Final thoughts? Really fantastic figure. The sculpt work is excellent. The paintwork is... I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10 kind of, because there are things I've already had to do, like the star on the belt, the holes in the vest. I know there's other things I'll need doing, like the metal detailing on the jacket and the straps on the back of the legs, and maybe even bringing some more weathering onto the metal of the front, because it's all a bit maybe too shiny. Well, the stuff on the shin guards, I'll probably have to twist that up a little bit. But apart from that, fantastically articulated, great detailing, loads of wonderful character, and it's a fantastic representation of Lobo, the lovable 90s mother fraggin bastich hunting bounty hunter from DC. Well, that's it folks, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please leave a comment down below, leave a like on this video, and if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel for more mediocre contest debate. God damn it, I can never get... Why do I end my reviews with this? With more mediocre contents at best. There. Jesus. Anyway, folks, yep, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I want you all to stay safe, stay sane, and keep on rolling. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!